We're back.
Yo.
We're back.
Yes,
What's
sir.
up? What's up? Built by Bailey's podcast. Welcome back, everyone. Sorry it's been a minute on the podcast. Lots of stuff going on here at the headquarters. And this is actually the first podcast of the year. So, welcome to season 4 of the Built by Bailey's podcast. I can't tell you, this is probably the most excited I've been for one. No offense to all of our other guests. But as things have kind of like worked their way out and changed, the whole world's just kind of getting nuttier and more interesting. Um, I have really been interested in learning more about, and I've obviously a lot of people have, about NFTs. Cryptocurrency is a big deal too. Everyone's on this different way of living now. And the way the world works, things kind of worked out. And we have back with us for the second time, Zach Sodano is with us today to talk about NFTs, a little bit about crypto, but we're going to dive into this world. We're going to learn about what the heck they are, what can you do with them, how can you make money with them, and everything that I don't know, Zach's going to talk to us about. Now, this is, like I said, this is the first live podcast we've done. So I'm really excited about this. Bear with any of the technical glitches as we run through this. It's a newer platform for me. I have been using this a little bit on the building wealth and health stuff, but this is a live podcast. So we're going to have a chat as you guys jump in here. You will be able to ask questions to Zach about stuff that he will talk about. I'm going to ask him as well. We'll get to those questions. So we'll kind of dive in with some information from Zach. We'll get a little brief history of, again, who he is. If you guys didn't check out that other podcast last year that he was on, we'll have links for that. It's going to pop up here too. And if you're listening on the audio platforms right now, go check those things out. But before we do anything else, you guys know how this works. Hit that like button, subscribe. Make sure you guys are following us everywhere that we are. We're gonna have Zach's info in the link in the links below. We're gonna have it on the other platform stuff. You can check him out. We're gonna have his Discord posted in here many times throughout the podcast. So you'll have all that information to go back and check on. But without further ado, Zach Sodano, what's up, buddy?
What's good, Shane?
How are you?
Good, bro. Good.
Yeah.
Long
Well, thanks
time
for
no
joining
talk.
me, first of all, on a Sunday. Thank you.
For sure. I'm
Yeah.
here on the computer anyway, so we're chilling.
Yeah, you're always doing something in front of that computer now. It feels like, I bet.
Yeah, dude. Love it.
All right, so you are I'm going to consider my local expert in the NFT world, man, because I don't know many people, honestly, probably nobody that is actually more versed in this stuff than you are. I mean, I've been looking forward to this only because I want to learn. I'm being selfish in this podcast too. I want to learn more about it. So I'm excited to kind of get this world kind of shook out a little bit for me to understand. But for those who didn't check out that last podcast, let's kind of briefly kind of talk about your background, what you started in, and how did you end up here doing all this stuff, and how you became a billionaire soon. Future tense, man. I mean, trust me, everybody, he's well on his way. Young guy, very smart, very aggressive, and clearly has more to share on this subject than I do. So yeah, give us a brief history of where you came from. How'd you get here?
Yeah. Quick rundown. I'm 23. I'm from New York, and I just 3 years ago now, I dropped out of college my sophomore year. Didn't know what I wanted to do. I was just working at a wing place in my town, delivering wings, working there 6 days a week, and that's what I thought I was going to do for like the rest of my life. And then like 6 months into that, I realized that wasn't it, and I got into like the Gary V flip challenge and started going to like garage sales and thrift stores.
Uh-huh.
um, Built up some money from that. Got into the Discord world. Discord like groups started becoming a thing. I was like originally in like just like a thrift store flipping group, and like I just made like a bunch of like friends online on this Discord. Grew like my business into like some online arbitrage, just buying stuff off Walmart, Target, Amazon, and reflipping it back on eBay or Amazon. All shipping stuff to my parents' garage, in this one car garage. And yeah, then like a year ago now, crypto like blew up pretty big, and then after NFTs did, and yeah, it just got into just the trends of following Discord groups basically. As Discord groups grew, they just like branched out into so many like different sectors. It was really cool to watch over the last
Yeah.
couple of years. There's like a whole like Discord community. Like it's crazy.
So that's the other thing that's kind of like circled and kind of frothed to the top here is all this Discord stuff that's come about. And I know I'm not going to speak for myself because I'm a very young man, but there are some older people in here that are be watching this either on the restream or here that don't even know what Discord is. And why one, what really kind of break it down really simple, like what is a Discord used for? And then why are you guys using it for stuff like this?
Yeah. So everyone's familiar with a Discord. It's like Skype or Slack
Hmm.
or trying to think of another one. It's just like a chat room type um app.
It's a pretty easy way to communicate without texting, basically.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's like a Facebook group. It's a Facebook
Hmm.
group. You could add a bunch of threads, a bunch of different channels, and it's just where like the majority of the NFT space specifically um takes place, Discord and Twitter.
And is that
And
you're sharing information that way, right? I mean, you're sharing kind of everything that's coming to you. You're kind of at the top working information kind of out to helping, not just helping people, but kind of sharing what you're trying to do and move and it's part of your business, obviously.
oh yeah. So I mean nowadays I spend all of my time on Discord and Twitter. Like
Okay.
that is essentially my job. Um just to be on Discord and Twitter for the most part, like
Okay.
looking for new news um and just like talking with people, because like the whole thing with like NFTs that's cool is like the NFTs are like being built by the community. Like people are like building this stuff together. So like it's like a whole collective. So like
Hmm.
you could really like get in there, and that's like the best way to get like the info.
Yeah, that's
Um,
it. That's your way of communicating throughout. Networking is basically like the new way of networking, especially as things are like this stuff is around the world, obviously. And being able to network is not just it's not the old way of like going to these conferences and meeting people for lunch and beer, coffee, whatever. This is the speed of light type of information that we've been in this world for a while now, and this is just one more way for you guys to utilize that and kind of platform it, I guess. Is that fair?
yeah, totally. Like I'm in like a couple groups that like me and like these people just talk all day long about like what's like flipping, like what looks good, what's coming up. It's like a whole it's it's like how like you would like talk like to like your buddies at like work, like
Hmm.
being like in like a work environment. And like it's really cool. Like there's so many like jobs popping up like in the web3 space for like just like everything, like helping run these discords, like whether like people are like hiring mods or like community managers or like marketing. It's crazy. It's like a whole, I mean, you see the volume that's going down on OpenSea. Like they're trading billions of dollars a month.
Right.
It's crazy. A lot of it is like washed, not on OpenSea specifically, but a lot of it is like wash trading. But still, there's a lot of like real volume, which is crazy. There's a lot of like speculation, like in the NFT space for sure.
Uh-huh.
Um, but like that's good because like everything else that was great, and this is how I knew NFTs were going to be good, because the majority of people off the rip are like, oh, NFTs are a scam. They're gonna go all to zero, this, that, and the other thing. And people said the same thing about radio, phones, the internet, social media, eBay, Amazon. So like once like that clicked, I was like, okay, there's something here for sure. Like
Mhm.
NFTs are here to stay. Like everyone like thinks it's just a picture, but like it's just once you look into it, you got to get past it. And you're basically just buying a smart contract that can
Right.
be built on in the future. A lot of these NFTs are just being thrown out, and that's it. You get the NFT, and they say they're going to do something in 6 months, and they don't, and that's it. And like
Right.
95% of NFTs are going to zero, but there are like a lot of NFTs with utility. And so like within these smart contracts, like things can get added to it over time, and these can't be like copied or faked or like replicated. Like that's the whole thing about like Ethereum and the blockchain is like there's no one like company running it.
Mhm.
It's all transactions on Ethereum. Like not trying to confuse everyone, but like they're all like validated by like nodes. And like Ethereum is like made like by like the community.
Right.
Um yeah, no, I don't want to like confuse everyone.
Yeah, no, this is all great. So I think we back up just a little bit and break down what an NFT really is. Cause some people are, I know they're jumping in or they're gonna be listening here in a little bit and they're gonna be like, I just want to know, like, what does it stand for? So it's a non-fungible token. Okay. And what does that really mean? It's like because you're obviously buying something and then in the future at some point you'll probably sell it or you'll hold on to it because you're a collector, because there are collectors out there. Just like with if you think guys think about art in the real world, kind of like holding a piece of art and then putting it on your wall kind of thing to collect it, or any other collectible, cars, whatever. There's that piece of it, right? But it's all digital, correct?
Yep. So the difference between like NFTs and Bitcoin, for example. So NFTs stands for non-fungible token, like you said. So Bitcoin is a fungible token. One Bitcoin is one Bitcoin is one Bitcoin. All
Hmm.
Bitcoins are the same. They're all worth that same amount of money. NFTs, they're non-fungible. So one NFT to the next is not the same. So a lot of them are like 10K collections. So 1 to 2 to 3, they're all different. Like
Hmm.
they're all like in like the same collection, but they all have different traits or this or that. They're all unique. Like that's the whole thing. Like they're all unique, and it has a smart contract that is verifiable, and like it can't be faked, and that's the only one that there is of that. And that's like where the value comes from. Like for example, there's this collection called the Bored Ape Yacht Club that like popped off early,
Yeah.
and like that has some like utility to it, where like if you hold that, you could go to like their events that they hold, and like the only way to get in is if you have this NFT. And like there's ways that they could check to see if you actually own it. Like you can't fake that you own that thing,
Right.
which is really really cool. It's going to change the game.
And that's kind of where people are at, is that if they get to this point where they understand what non-fungible means, right? And they understand on some level, they understand the world of crypto and they understand kind of what they're looking for. It's kind of like, well, how do I know what I'm buying? If I'm in there and I finally I commit, like I know some people recently, what's up, Coop, that want to go ahead and buy something. It's like I put my money down. Now it's supposedly mine. What happens? Right. And so how do you guarantee that that's what you bought and that's the only one you bought and we're good?
So it's cool. Like that's the cool thing about Ethereum, is that all of the transactions, everything is on chain. Everything is on Ethereum, on like a public ledger for everybody to see.
Hmm.
So if you do the research, you could see if you're buying a fake collection or a real collection by going onto a website called Etherscan, and like looking at the contract, and like seeing like if like a certain like if like a lot of money, like if it's an expensive collection, a lot of money would have went into the contract. So like you could see that like there's ways to like verify yourself. Like there, you don't. the cool thing about this, you don't need any third party for all of this. There is third parties like platforms to buy the stuff off of,
Right.
but like to verify the stuff, you can do that all yourself, like with due diligence, like going on Etherscan and verifying that everything is correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
And I
info
think
is
that's
there.
important. The info, that's what I'm saying. The info's there if you know what you're looking at. And I think that's kind of step one is when you get into it, you get into this and you're starting to look to develop this world for either an investment or for collection, whatever it is. How do you get that information? What am I looking at? Like, how do you verify? I think the next step for everybody is like, how do I know what I'm looking for is not going to run to zero? How do I do the due diligence and the research to understand this is good, stay away from this? Like, where do you go for that information? Besides, I mean, I'm assuming you're going to share that information on your Discord too, right?
Yeah. So, I mean, anyone getting into NFTs, they gotta know, like, I mean, one, this space is brand new. Like,
Mhm.
regulation is like a whole nother story. Like, they could shut down NFTs tomorrow.
Right.
Like, no one knows. So, like, realistically, all of this stuff can literally go to zero, like,
Mhm.
actually go to zero. So, it's tough to say for that. But as far as like identifying a good project, um, there's like tons of different factors. Main thing is um like right now it's yeah, it's hard to say, but it's you just got to follow the Twitters, make
Mhm.
sure like the team is legit. There's like a real team. Like a lot of these projects drop have anonymous teams that are anonymous people. Like you don't know who starts the project. Like
Mhm.
you you got to make sure like the team is like doxed, they're real people. Like, do they have backgrounds in anything? Like, does the artist have a background? Like, there's a lot of like famous artists getting into NFTs right now. That's why like some of them are blowing up, and some like famous artists are like working on NFTs. So like it's really just getting like immersed in like Twitter and Discord and seeing like the top collections and then comparing them to like new stuff that comes out.
Yeah, and that I mean, that's part of like with anything. Like, there's many people that I know, and obviously that are, they trade stocks, they're investors. The same thing goes with real estate or anything else is, doing your due diligence is important. You're gonna buy a house. You don't want to just, and I have done this obviously for many reasons. You throw a contract in before you've seen the house. I'm still gonna get my ass out there and look at it under contract. My due diligence period is to determine is this good value or not. If it's not, let's change the value. If it's not going to work value wise at all, then let's get out. But the same thing happens with cryptocurrencies, with stocks, with NFTs. When you're sourcing information, the more you get one block of information that's repetitive, it's starting to tell you, okay, that information probably is pretty legit because people have sourced it. You're kind of leaning on each other, networking, same kind of deal we talked about at the beginning, and you're gathering that information. Your brain tells you this is probably pretty good. And if people are moving around in this network and not that one, then we're probably safe here. As otherwise, you ask about something, what neighborhood, what stock, what NFT, and people are like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I would probably veer away from that stuff too, because it's important to use people like you, especially. Sometimes you don't know who you're talking to on the web, but repetitive information is important, and I think that's just the same thing true here. And that's you know I think that's the best way in this world right now to kind of lean on which direction to go and where to put your money.
Exactly, bro. Yeah, see, you were really good at breaking that down. That's exactly like what it is. My bad, my Discord keeps going off.
No,
I
it's
don't
all
know
good,
why.
man. I never
Is it
listen.
bad?
No, it's fine. It's fine. In fact,
Yeah,
yeah,
my
my
bad.
computer was. But I have my camera, just full transparency on some of this stuff. You can hear this like click, click, click in the background. If everybody stops talking, you can hear it. And it's almost like this. Like, is there a bomb in my podcast room? Because it's like this ticking sound. And it gets me paranoid. Like I'll sit here before I get on. Sometimes I can hear it. So if you guys hear that too, I apologize. But don't worry about that. It's fine. Zach's got to work, man.
But exactly like you said, it's like anything else. Like you wouldn't go just buy any car like
Right.
off like Facebook Marketplace, like, oh, I'll take that one. Like you're gonna go test drive it. You're gonna make sure you go to a good dealership. You're gonna try and get a good deal. You're gonna look into the what kind of is it like a gonna be a good car? Like is it a good brand? Is
Mhm.
it how old is it? Like this, that. So like it's really Same thing with a house, like exactly. Like you really just it's about doing like due diligence, like really like looking into what you're buying. Like a lot of people get into NFTs and just buy some random stuff and
Yeah.
lose money, and they're like, "What happened?" And it's like,
Right.
"Bro, what do you mean what happened?"
You gotta be smart with, like, anything, and I think there's a big push right now because of all this stuff happening is this, like, get rich quick mentality where all I have to do is this, or I have to just click this button and then send some money over and bam, I'm gonna be a millionaire tomorrow. That's like anything else in life, that's super rare, and that's not gonna happen here. It's certainly not gonna happen in anything you do. There's moments, listen, there's moments in time where tomorrow I could have an investment that goes up 10,000%. But that doesn't mean I got rich overnight. I mean, I've been researching, pushing money certain directions, and it's been taking a long time. It just happened to hit quick. It's not meaning that I became, a billionaire overnight. Now, that's obviously the only place that could probably happen right now is the metaverse. So, and even then, someone's taking your money, you're going to get scammed if that happens. That's the mentality you cannot have, just like this with anything else, is you have to do your research. And if you just go buy some random crap and expect it to just change and value, you have to understand how markets move. And I think economics is a good, like basic economics is a good place to start for most people. Just understanding what money is and how it works. And it's money no matter what currency it is. Right. And that's the same thing with NFTs as you're buying them. And that's, I think, the next thing we should talk about is how do you buy an NFT? What are you using?
Yep. So you're gonna want to you could just download this app from the App Store, MetaMask, or the Coinbase wallet, either or. They're both safe. And you download it, you get it's either 12 or 24 word like it's called seed phrase. It's just 12 to 24 jumbled no not numbers, words,
Hmm.
and you write those down. Do not put them on the internet or like anywhere.
Don't share it
Like
anywhere.
you
Hmm.
save them, and then you're in. Then you have your wallet. You have an Ethereum address, and this is for Ethereum NFTs. There's also like Solana NFTs. I suggest just download a MetaMask, get some
Hmm.
Ethereum off Coinbase, and the platform that is most popular is OpenSea. It's the eBay of NFTs.
Okay.
It's
Well, we'll
where
have all that stuff down. If you guys are tripping out, don't worry about it. We'll have that live information later, so don't worry about
yeah.
it.
So that's like the secondary market of
Mhm.
NFTs. Like that's right now the safer place to buy them, because right now NFTs are the Wild West. Like crypto is the Wild West. It isn't regulated by anyone. Like that's the whole thing about crypto. Like literally last night there was a hack on OpenSea, the biggest platform, and some dude literally robbed like 600 Ethereum from like people, and like he was taking NFTs from like some of like the bigger people on Twitter.
Mhm.
And I heard he gave some stuff back. Like this dude was like just trying to make a point, I guess. But like it's the Wild West out here. Like
Yeah.
there's really no. It's really like you just really have to do all your due diligence. Like
And scaling slow like anything else, right? Have a plan before you go in, and I think we'll brief on that too, but have a plan before you go in. Scaling slow. Don't drop 10K on something right away. If you're not familiar with cryptocurrency and the way that that moves, you should probably start with a little bit of crypto. Get in that world. If you don't know what Ethereum is, I wouldn't buy NFTs yet. Understand what's going on in that world first. It's not that complicated once you get into it, and I'm going to have more information on that stuff later. But if you're ready to go on that end, then scale and slow, and do your research. There's obviously Zach's Discord. There's other ones out there you can get information on, and start slow, get familiar, and then from there. So what do you suggest people do with NFTs? I mean, if they're well versed in this, I'm not going to worry about it. But as far as like getting into it on an investment level, are you suggesting buy, hold for a bit, and then look to sell them? Like, what are you doing with NFTs?
so me, I right now, I mean, I have like a lot of my long-term stuff, but I'm basically just day trading NFTs
Okay.
every day.
Okay.
Like it's so fun. Um
It sounds
it's
awesome.
definitely like not like it's like trading options.
Mm-hmm.
You win some, you lose some.
Right.
You lose a lot. If so hopefully your winners make up for your losers.
Right.
So far it's been going. It's insane. It's been insane. Like for me, like specifically, it's been like better than any like Amazon or eBay stuff I've done in the past. And like it requires like a lot. Well, it's not less time. I'm on Discord from like 7 a.m. to like 12 at night every single day because I love it. Like it's mad fun. Um,
Right.
but yeah, it's definitely it's risky, but
With,
it
well, with
it's
anything, and
risky.
yeah, it's everything's going to be
Yeah,
investment is risky. There's levels of risk. We talk about this all the time. There's levels of risk, so that's why we obviously suggest people scale and slow. If you've got $200 you can burn, then start with 200. If $1,000 is all good with you, then you can burn 1,000. It's got to be money you're willing to burn though, because like Zach just said, even like trading options or whatever it is, you're going to lose a lot. Even really dedicated, knowledgeable traders, you're going to lose money eventually on something. And you have to be able to just stomach that and move on like anything else. But there's a world out there, yet another world where currencies have learned how to exchange themselves in different realms. And that's another way you can do this. And I think for people to understand NFTs, just like when, I remember when Bitcoin first like was kind of a hint. And what trips me out, man, is like so many years ago, I'm sitting here doing something totally different. I feel like I was even working for somebody else, but it was a long time ago. I mean, we know how long Bitcoin's been around. And my mother-in-law calls me and she says, "What is Bitcoin?" And I had heard the word, but past that, I said, "I don't know." And I said, "Why?" She's like, "I want to buy Bitcoin." And I was like, "Dude, no, stop." She's like, "I can buy something." It was something she could have bought with Bitcoin today, and she wanted to buy it. And I said, "No, no, 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 no." So I literally jumped on the computer that day and started like just going through it. And I'm like, "What cryptocurrency? Let's figure this out." And it was funny because months later, people are starting to buy some, and it's $300-400 here at a time. And I'm like, I don't know, guys. I think you're just flushing money. If you want to like throw $400 away, let's just go to the casino or let's go out or whatever. This is dumb. And I feel bad because I told my mother-in-law, I'm like, stay away from it. It's a scam. You don't want to buy any. And if she had, dude, she was like, I'm willing to put $400 or $500 in here and do whatever. I'm like, no, 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 that's way too much money. Like $50. Start with 50. I totally walked her away from this. And now we know where it's at. I know what I feel really bad because my mother-in-law is a smart lady, but I have an electrician that I've worked with for years, and he bought 4 coins at like $400.
yeah, wild.
It's like, and she came over the other day and she's peppering me on the NFT stuff. I'm like, why don't you just wait until I do this podcast? Because I'm not going to make the same mistake I did back with Bitcoin. She's like, oh, I know, I could have millions of dollars right now with that. I'm like, Jesus Christ, why did I do that? But
Yeah,
you don't know. That's the thing, is you don't know. And NFTs could blow up and do the same thing. I'm hoping they do. I think it's a great medium for making money and investing, but we don't know yet. We just don't know yet. And that's the bottom line, is if we don't know, no financial advice is ever going to be given to me. I'm not going to share anything. If I don't know, I'm like, you're on your own, man. Zach's not giving you financial advice, but he's explaining to you this world. Take from that what you will. But you've done pretty well so far. I mean, would you suggest? I mean, obviously follow Zach because I know Zach, but would you suggest somebody get started that understands the investment world, or just jump in from having no clue? Like, where would they start?
bro. Like that's the beauty of it. Like you can jump in with $150, 200. You could jump in with $100, and you could jump in with no money into this stuff, and like just get active in a Discord and like help someone out. Like there's a lot of like free stuff coming out now. Like there's a lot of free NFTs coming out now. There's specifically this um sector of NFTs. Like if you get into magic NFTs, there's a lot of they're literally free. It's called this is getting a little bit into like NFTs, but like if you get into NFTs, there's like three main things that people are into right now, like ETH NFTs, Solana NFTs, and Arbitrum NFTs, like Magic NFTs, and
Okay.
like those are free, and like you could literally get started with like $20. And like if you just do your research, it's like what Josh says from the stream, like you could get started flipping houses with zero money. You
Right.
go around and you ask people if they're trying to sell a house, and you middleman a house to an investor that's buying a house. It's like a similar thing. If you get in there, if you get into the NFT space and like just get active, like you'll start making money. Like I've there's been so many people that like I've put on myself to NFTs that have started with sub like 1,000, sub $500 and turned it into multiple ETH. Like
I mean, like anything that can certainly happen, but it's there for the taking. You know what I mean? It's like that's why I keep telling people there's so many ways to grow money. There's so many opportunities out there. There should be no excuse for someone to say, I just don't have the ability. Because Zach's literally telling you there's free stuff out there. Yep. you guys don't know about that. You should probably check that. You know what? I'm gonna link him again. I I'm not. It blows my mind to see what he's done in the last few years. But talk about community, right? I mean, that's the. I will not preach enough about community with any of this stuff. Having people to go into the dark room with you is the most important thing, and I can tell you that from experience and my wife knows. She's probably listening right now how stubborn I am, and how many times I've gone into a dark room by myself, literally refusing to let somebody walk in with me. I'm telling you, that's not the way to do it. There are communities out there. We got one right here, but you got to pay attention to that stuff. And man, it's just, even if you think you know more than somebody else, or you're bringing in more knowledge than the next person, their objective eyesight, like paying attention, helping guide you, is so important. And I didn't realize that until, at some point it was too late for some of that stuff. So seriously, you got to use these networks. It's all out there. There's no reason why you can't figure this out. And it's not one of those things like, well, I don't understand it. Well, nobody understood this stuff at the beginning.
yeah,
I mean, none of us did. So you
don't
can do it.
understand anything when you start. Like
Mhm.
everyone, like it's so the things that people say about NFTs, it's just very like it's hard to, at least for me, to like come back with like a response. It's just like you gotta get in there. You
Yeah.
gotta get in there. It's like anything else like you want to do. I've seen Babinski, you can't paper trade NFTs. It's it's you it's you got to get in there. But like I said, like if you could get in there in Magic NFTs, like very low barrier to entry, like they're free mint, like like they give away the NFTs for free,
Mhm.
like there's no cost. And then like there's some of these free mints that are going for 5 ETH plus. Like it was a free mint 5
Yeah.
months ago. Like you could have got it for free, like literally free, and it's now going for 5 Ethereum.
Yeah.
Like there's really no excuse. Like if you want to get in, like you could get in with no money for sure.
Yeah, and that's important, because I mean, listen, not everybody's got a bunch of money, but same thing with anything else. I've helped people with no money make money. Um, it's something that I just love to do anyway. And I wish I had mentors behind me that was like they were willing to kind of guide that. But it's so important to like take the knowledge and spin it off, use those networks. Um, there's another piece of this that because I know artists too. I know people that are talented enough to kind of like get into on the other side of the NFT world and create some of this stuff. And the other day I was asked the same question. Well, they told me you need to learn how to mint, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Mint what? Coins? Like what? So explain briefly what does that mean? How, if you're an artist or if you're someone that wants to create an NFT, what does that look like? What's minting? What's all that about?
So before the NFTs go on to OpenSea, like the secondary platform, they're sold on just like a regular website. And this is where it gets like a little more like advanced because there's a lot of fake websites. There's
Mhm.
this, there's that. So they this I'm not as good like explaining like the technical like behind it, but it's just like a bunch of code, and like um you have to it's like two ways to do it. You can just go on OpenSea and upload a picture
Mhm.
and put it on OpenSea and pay a gas fee, and that's the NFT. Like that's it. But if you want to make like a collection, like a 10,000 piece collection of like you're an artist and you want to make 10,000 NFTs,
Hmm.
um, unless like you're drawing 10,000 things by hand, a lot of it is like generative art. So like it's made like with like computer code. So like a
Okay.
lot of artists make like a bunch of traits for like, let's say like a duck. Like shout out to my homie Sup Ducks. Like there's like a couple like base like ducks and then like a bunch of different traits and coats and hats and a bunch of stuff, and like it's all coded in, and like that's where um like you got to bring in like someone that could like code a little bit, but like it's nothing crazy. Like you
Right.
can go on the like Google and copy and paste like the I'm pretty sure there's like a base like 10K collection code that you can just copy and paste and like swap out like the name and then like a bunch of like little things, and like it's pretty easy to like throw up your own collection. But then like I
Gotcha.
mean if you want to make it big, like then there's like marketing comes into play, like community, that's a whole nother thing.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And it's basically like you're creating a seal like you would with some other sort of, tangible asset. You're creating you're sealing it, you're authenticating it. Um, and yeah, minting is basically like completing the other side of the piece that you're going to go ahead and network market sell kind of thing. And it's computer coding. But it's not like you're designing a supercomputer for somebody. You're literally it's simple code.
Yeah, the minting is just like buying the NFT for the first time before it goes on to OpenSea. It's just like the original like the first transaction like that
Mhm.
occurs with that smart contract. And again, like you can see all of this on chain, like all of like how many people are buying, like where the money is going. Like it's really cool. Like so like if you buy an NFT, you can watch it. Like the money goes into like a pool and you can watch that pool, and if they take out all the money, then like you got rugged. Or
Right.
so like it's really cool. Everything is like all the info is there. Everything's on chain. Everything's
Mhm.
in discords. Everything is like there. It's just it's like anything else. You gotta do your research.
Yeah. What are so there's got to be so someone's going to make money off of this, and on the basically on a medium, a platform somewhere where their things are being exchanged, there's going to be money being made by somebody, a third party on some sort. What so like there's got to be fees involved with this. What are the fees? I know there's some fees. I know that a couple guys that got into it actually got slapped with fees they didn't even know about, which is another thing to like understand. On a transaction, you got to pay something somewhere. Um, and before Gary and the boys like get their hands on this crap, that could all change too. But there's obviously fees involved on the front end. Are there cancellation fees? Are there fees to submit for an order? What how does that work?
Crypto is fee. It's lots of fees.
Hmm.
So like that's like what makes crypto run is like
Right.
the fees. So like eventually like with ETH 2.0, like the goal is like really cheap transaction fees. Um, but right now, so for example, like if you bought a NFT, if you minted your NFT for the first time, it would be an initial mint price like zero point 0.1 Ethereum
Hmm.
plus a gas fee. So like that gas fee can be anywhere from $20 to $250. I saw a person today lose 4.5 Ethereum on this drop that like was minting live on the website. They lost 4.5 Ethereum in a gas fee, like
That's a
just
lot of
trying to
money.
buy the item, and they didn't get the item, and they lost the gas fee.
Holy
And yeah,
crap.
GF&F were holding three landers. To answer
Phew.
that question, um, it was that project, and so yes, there are like lots of fees for everything. So if you buy that NFT, if your transaction went through on that NFT that you spent 4.5 Ethereum in gas fees, then you have to then pay another fee to list that on OpenSea.
Wow.
Then on on the sale of that, it's different for each collection. I believe the base OpenSea is taking 2.5% on every transaction,
Okay.
as well as a lot of collections have royalties that they charge on top of each transaction as well, on top of that 2.5%, on top of gas, like not
Yeah.
to get confusing. So, for example, like the collection I'm looking at, it's a 2.5% OpenSea fee plus 7%. So
Okay.
off the rip, you're 10% off each sale you're losing. So like
Hmm.
you gotta calculate that in for sure. There's lots of fees.
Yeah.
But
And
there are
understanding the conversion too, like understanding the conversion. When you say you're losing 4.5 ETH, some people are like, "Well, how much is that?" Well, obviously it changes every 5 seconds, but roughly, I haven't even checked it today. Is it like over 2 right now?
that's like 15 grand.
Yeah,
Like
there you
quick
go.
math, I think
Yep.
at least like 15 grand.
It's about 2 grand an ETH right now or something like that. But yeah, that's a lot of money.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, in just in a failed fee. But again, like I was saying, there are like other blockchains like Solana and Arbitrum that there are zero gas fees. So
Mhm.
you don't have to deal with that. That's just Ethereum. Um, yeah, I don't want to get like confuse people and like say
Right.
like Ethereum
Yeah.
is different, but like Ethereum is like the main one, but there are Solana is very popular too, and like there's transaction fees on there like less like than a penny. So
Yeah.
like you could definitely get started with a couple $100 and not run into that on Solana.
Sure. Sure. And those fees, like you're reading them right there, those fees are usually transparent. I mean, they're going to tell you what's going to ding you and when and how and all that stuff. So you make sure reading fine print is important. I know plenty of people that like to skip directions. And that's not something you can do with this stuff at all. You got to pay attention to what that is. They're going to tell you, here's what you're going to get dinged on. Are you willing to, run that risk? Are you willing to put that money in? Be aware of what you're doing, where your money's going to.
Yeah, exactly. Like yeah, like it's all there. I'm looking right now. I can't. It says it's on OpenSea. It'll. Oh, where is it? See, like I should know this, but like I mean, I just know it like off the rip.
Right.
But yeah, where does it say it? I mean, it's on OpenSea.
Okay.
Um, again, like all the info is there. Like
Right.
all the info is either on chain or in some fine print, or like you can really like cover yourself or wreck yourself by like
Hmm.
knowing like what you like, knowing the info or not. Like
Right.
a big thing, like anyone here getting into crypto, like you need to have like a hard like a hardware wallet. It's just like it's just like a little, oh no, that's my lighter. Little, it's just like a little like USB drive
Yep.
looking thing that like can't get hacked. And
Right.
like your crypto is safe on here because like there's no bank like protecting you. Like this is like the safest thing you could have in crypto.
Mhm.
Um like a bunch of people got hacked on OpenSea last night. If their NFTs were on something like this, like safe, like they should have been, like they wouldn't
Mhm.
have gotten hacked.
Right.
So it's
It's
again
just like
like
a safe deposit box. It's the same kind of deal. You can leave it. You can leave your digital because listen, your money's digital in the bank right now. I mean, I hate to break it to you guys, but this paper, I don't have my wallet on me. Oh well, this paper doesn't mean anything. I'm telling you, like you can see, like I play the game going to the cash register sometimes just to pay for something in cash. So I like to see someone count change because you can't do that anymore. We're so versed in this digital world. That you hand someone $20 and they got to make change from 1547. It's just like there you can see smoke coming out of their brain. It's just I can't do it. Same thing. If it's sitting in a wallet somewhere on the cloud, just floating off into the internet. Someone is always trying to figure out a way to steal something because someone always wants to do less work than anybody else. But Zach's showing you there's a safe way to do this. It's basically a safe deposit box, a security box you can have at a bank. Only person that has the key is you. No one else can get into it. If you do it that way, it's one more like safety valve you can close to ensure that that's that's not going anywhere unless you want to move it. So all the things you need to learn.
yeah. Yeah, like I should have like definitely like explained this in the beginning. I'm working on like because so many people ask like me about NFTs all the time and I'm not great at like explaining it as much as like as I should be. Like I just do it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'm really working on like trying to like explain it, because like it is cool. Like it is cool. It's just it's a whole new like just a world. It's a
Yeah.
whole new world.
Yeah, I mean, don't beat yourself up, man. It's brand new stuff. It's brand new stuff. But listen, Zach has plenty of information. We keep telling you guys this. He's got plenty of information. There's lots of places to go get it out there. Um, this is, dude, this is so cool. I mean, I've already learned in the 45 minutes we've been on. I've learned a ton. Just like hearing you talk about it kind of helps me kind of like regurgitate and okay, now I understand how that piece moves and that piece moves. And um, I hope my wife's not listening right now because I think I'm gonna probably jump on here and take a peek. I had my eye on some stuff already, so I'll do it before she. If she doesn't understand, then I can explain it to her and make it sound like, oh, don't worry, I know what I'm doing.
Yeah, dude, it's like buying like you think of it as like buying like a country club membership, like in a
Mhm.
sense. Like you're just like buying into like a community kind of like some like
Right.
exclusive um type thing where like they like you get carded at the door. But like
Mhm.
this is like I mean some of them are just like straight art, but like some of them, like I said, like you're buying, like you buy it and like some of these NFTs hold events and like that's the ticket to the event,
Right.
like
There
the
you go.
NFT.
Yep.
So like it's very cool. And like
Yeah.
just like so much could be built on top of these like this stuff.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I'm already thinking about other ways this is gonna go in the next 6 months to a year, even. Um, I mean, there's always room to learn something new, and I keep pounding that in people's heads. Like there's always ways for you to just educate yourself, stay up to date, adapt, keep in touch with stuff. Don't just assume, well, I'm not young enough to understand this, or I'm not in that world, or I don't understand. You've learned everything you've learned up to this point, so that excuse needs to be thrown out the window. I'm tired of hearing about it, but not to preach, but it's just like this is one more thing. Like, I mean, Zach's learned it. Um, he certainly has done well with it. He's learned everything he's done this, up to this point. You guys got a backstory on him too, but it's the same deal. And there's no reason you can't it's just like add one more tool in the tool belt, man, and more ways to
Going every
benefit
day.
yourself. Yep, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah, that's literally just what it is. Like I started my whole businesses with like 100, like less than $200. Like when I
Mhm.
stopped working at Wing Zone, like I didn't have money saved up. I was 20.
Right.
Like
Yeah.
there's no money. Like I didn't start like NFTs with a big fund.
Right.
Like you literally could start from zero.
Mhm.
Like like I started NFTs like with the smaller wallet, like because like it was in the beginning I was like, what is this? And like
Right.
built that up.
Yeah.
But it's definitely like not too late if anyone's thinking it's too late, because I hear that a lot too. It's not
Mhm.
too late. It's just starting.
Right. And then oh yeah, it's never too late, but it's the same mindset with anything else. It's like, I don't have any money, so I can't do it. Well, let's figure out first, let's back up why you don't have any money. What does no money mean? Everybody has a different version of that. I mean, I can tell you I don't have any money right now. People would look at me and like want to throw something at me. It's bullshit. But it's it's not it's like it's always very subjective. No money mean listen, I've been in a position where I've had no money. You've been in a position where you've had no money. Like I literally couldn't rub two pennies together. I have to walk down the street to get them. Right. So
Yes.
figure that out, figure out a way to get some. There's a million ways to do that, but then it's a matter of dedicating yourself to where does the money go? How many Starbucks did you get today? Right? How many concerts did you go
Yeah,
to? I mean, I don't want to like tell you
literally.
not to live your life, but there's ways to slow down your spending. And now instead of putting it there, you put it here. And all of a sudden now you have $100, you can go and invest in something and you're off and running. So that's it's the name of the game. It's always been, but that's the hard part for a lot of people is just like, well, but then I need this. And I'm like, you don't need any of that. You need to have a roof over your head. You need to be able to feed yourself. After that, you can probably figure out the rest.
Yeah, dude,
Roof is
exactly.
subjective too. Trust me.
Yeah, dude, there's so many. Yeah, bro, it's literally just like the same. You say like some good stuff, because it's just all facts. It's all
Mhm.
facts. It's like everything's there. Like it's a hustle. It's a hustle. It's like
Yep.
anything else. It's
Yep.
like anything else.
And if you want to hustle, then that's, there's plenty there for you. That's the thing. And listen, I'm not going to tell people that, not going to down talk anybody that doesn't want to do the hustle. There's plenty of people out there working hard and doing what they need to do. And that's fine. This is just one more avenue that you can just get some information on. And it's what it is. I mean, it's really cool though. I mean, I'm just like, this is the amount I've learned. I mean, I'm telling everybody right now, the amount I've learned in the last 50 minutes is awesome. And there's plenty more information out there. Zach, I really appreciate you coming on today, man. Thank you for doing this. This is great. This is great. If you guys have any other questions, drop them in here. That doesn't help. I'm clueless does not help at all. And I literally just preached about how you shouldn't be clueless. And you're smarter than me, so I don't know how you're still clueless. So
yeah, quick breakdown for like the whole podcast. If you want to get into NFTs, you need to get in a Discord, a NFT Discord, and Twitter, make accounts, and you just look around and go on OpenSea and look around. Look for something you like. Go on Twitter, like look around, like it's like shopping for a car. Like you just gotta it's like
window shop first, man. Just kick the tires, window shop. Ask a lot of questions.
Yeah, that. And just ask questions galore. Like, I put on like over 100 like people now, literally like to NFTs and like reselling and crypto, and like so many people have literally gotten started with like less than $500. Like I can't like emphasize that enough. Like so many people are like, I got no bills, and I'm like bro, like you want to start with like $100,000 to like start off your NFT trading journey? Like, what?
You don't start off rich by being rich. Trust me, it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, literally. Yeah.
Oh man, this is great. I love it, man. This is awesome. Obviously, we'll have you back for anything. Anytime you want to be back on, you let me know. I love talking to you. For everybody that's still listening, thanks for stopping in. This will be restreamed as well. It's going to be on the audio platforms, any audio platform you guys are on, even Spotify. We didn't get hacked, unlike Joe Rogan. So we're always up there. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button, like button, all that stuff. I want to shout out to the sponsors, Confluence SBC and 6ix9ine Design. Thank you guys for always being behind us. I appreciate you guys as well. You guys can follow Zach on Instagram. You guys can follow Zach on his Discord. You've been seeing that flash up here. And if you're listening on the audio stream, that's all in the links below. Once again, Zach Sodano, man, I appreciate it. Thanks for feeding us a lot of good information. Have a great rest of your Sunday. And I'm going to go buy some NFTs.
For sure, homie. Sounds good. Any questions, you hit me up. I'm always around.
For sure. I will, man. Hey, thanks for being on. I'll talk to you soon, man. And to everybody else, appreciate you guys. Till next time. Yes.
Peace out, Shane.
All right, man. Later.
Peace.